What's good, guys? I'm gonna live cast the replay here from Tanker and Bottrix. They've got a really sneaky alliance here between Skaven, led by Master Assassin and Double Assassin. That's a really cool combo. I think that's fucking lethal. If you touch something, it's over. And then we've got greenskins with a mix of just goblins everywhere, and it's just a lot of low tier stuff. The fancy stuff are the Death Runners from Skaven, and then the Ragnarok from the Greenskins. And then where's the leader for the Greenskins? We got Night Goblins over here. Is it in the back? What's no Gutter Runners, Death Runners, Eshin Triads. Where the This is something Tanker likes to do. He likes to hide his leader and bring like a really cheap leader, and then he goes like really big on the other stuff. So it's a Night Goblin War Boss. The Night Goblin War Boss is not even on a mount. So tanker, that's typical tanker style. He goes like as cheap as possible. And then we got Forest Goblin Spider Riders here. So there's a lot going on. Let's talk through the deployment. Well, let's look at the other team first. We've got Carl Franz up on his mount. That's pretty standard stuff. Front line of handgunners. Why you would, or are these free company? No, I don't know why you would ever bring handgunners against Skaven and Greenskins. In my opinion, that's a mistake, and that's just not knowing armies. You're better off the crossbows or archers or things like that. You don't need the AP against Greenskins unless you're expecting to see a lot of black orcs. You don't need the handgunners, and you probably are not going to ever see more than one unit of black orcs in a greenskin roster where the player knows what they're doing. You got 3 units of Hellstorms or 4 units of Hellstorms. Again, I think that's a sign of an inexperienced player, just bringing too much. And then Tomb Guard, Nahakara Warriors, Tomb Guard Spearmen, just all turtled up with High Queen Kalita and some more shootiness. And the new Sepulchral Stalkers, which are very, very strong now. And the Grand Sig of Nefex will probably be looking for the Ragnarok Queen or whatever else he can get his hands on, as will Carl Franz. Okay. With that said, let's get into the action. So we do have the Vanguard here. Eshin Triads are going to support the Skaven, the greenskin goblins. There's the poison from the Gutter Runners, Death Runners, and then the Skulkers who can also snare. So you got the combo of the Skulker snare plus the poison snare coming from the Gutter Runners. That's going to really limit mobility, and that's a really nice combo that they have access to. The regular Night Goblins also have access to poison too, so they can. The combo of that poison plus the snare is going to really tar pit stuff. You got Death Runners in the back, Gutter Runners, and Eshin Triads, and then nothing over here on this far flank. In the rear is Forest Goblin Spider Riders, max chevrons across the board on a lot of things. Just anything that needs to fight melee is getting a couple chevrons for the most part from Tanker. Again, Forest Goblin Spider Riders and Squig Hoppers. Okay, so early positioning. Carl Franz is probably wondering what is going on. Notice that all of these units have been stealth, by the way. They're stealth because they are Night Goblins, and that's what Night Goblins do. And Eshin Triads also get stealth, the Death Runners get stealth, Gutter Runners get stealth. So keep in mind, like from the point of view of the Empire, all they can see right now are Skaven slaves, and the 1 unit of slingers. So actually everything, the entire army is hidden. They can see the Ragnarok Queen, so there's that. I guess they could maybe start trying to shoot the Ragnarok, but all they see are the Skaven slaves. So I guess they're like, well, yay, Skaven slaves, we can go kill them, and they could go up and take that bait, I guess, and send them off the board right away, and they'll do damage. But they are Skaven slaves, so probably only about 50 points worth of damage there. But Carl Franz has been pulled away from his forces now, which is allowing a little bit of sneakiness to come in here from the side. Carl Franz is going to interrupt this unit of Skaven slaves, and the plan is, like a lot of empires do this, they have 1 unit that interrupts and baits a lot of attention, and then the hope is that everything else can just shoot in wherever that 1 unit is interrupting. That's a very common empire play. Carl Franz is going to get snared here, though, by the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and they're actually doing really good damage on him, surprisingly. Carl Franz is going to pop his standard ground buff because he realizes he is taking a lot of damage. And here come the Hellstorms. They're going to blast in and absolutely punish these Night Goblin Squig Hoppers for balling around Carl Franz. So Tanker is going to Well, this unit of Force Goblin Spider is gonna leave on their own accord, but the Ragnarok Queen is coming over, and if these Night Goblin Squig Hoppers can hold Karl Franz down on the ground for long enough for the Ragnarok Queen to arrive, then that's gonna be bad news for Mr. Franz. He's already popped the stand your ground buff, remember, so that's probably on cooldown right now. And look at the Ragnarok Queen coming in here and absolutely melting Karl Franz. The other thing is, Karl Franz, when he tried to pull away from the squigs, he ran away from the safety of his front line. He should have been pulling back in the direction of his front line and within range of his hammers. So I think that was a bit of a micro mistake there. Also, I mean, he does have the Jade Wizard to support Karl Franz, but the Jade Wizard has no mobility to get over there. And maybe if you wanted to put Karl Franz so far out there, you should put the Jade Wizard on a Pegasus or at least a horse, so you could go out there and bail him out. But look at how far up the Empire front line has pushed, and look at where Tanker and Bottrix were able to position for that side flanking attack. Very disciplined though, not going in just yet, waiting until Karl Franz is off the board and a leadership penalty hasn't been applied. The Skaven slaves are being shot, but that's fine. It's just the Tomb King army and the Empire army have become a little bit static and complacent, just happy to shoot at Skaven slaves, and they're forgetting to really, branch out and start exploring and trying to detect some of those other units. I think that's why it's really important, especially if you're going against Skaven or greenskins, to have some sort of scouting capabilities, maybe some carry on or something like that to give you like that early warning detection system. In fairness, there's the unit of Sepulchral Stalkers that were here out on the flank in the woods, but looks like they're getting impatient and they're going to try and push out at the Skaven slaves as well. But again, just that's allowing so much time for these other troops to rotate around and just sneak right into the back line. I mean, again, everything is stealth, and these Empire units are completely unprotected. Bottrix and Tanker being very, very disciplined here, taking their time. Balance bar is slightly in their favor. It's actually not as much as I would have thought, considering that they just murdered Karl Franz, and he's kind of a big deal. But yeah, look at the Empire handgunners and the other front line, just again pushing up, getting greedy, trying to get revenge for the death of Karl Franz, going after the Squig Hoppers, probably thinking that the rest of the army is here in the woods somewhere, right? Because of the map. I mean, they don't know. They could think, okay, well, they're probably somewhere in the woods. Maybe we can go and take a look in the woods and shoot into the woods or whatever. And yeah, probably a little bit stressed with Karl Franz dead. But only 2 units of spearmen in the back line. I think maybe they're hoping that they can pull the Tomb King a little bit farther away, because obviously the Tomb King is still there and could help out the Empire in a pinch. We'll see. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here, and we'll see if they get into the action. Okay, here they come. Here come the goblins. We've got the 2 units of Night Goblin archers, the regular Night Goblins. You got the Skulkers. They're going to come in here, and interestingly, Tanker has decided to fire the Night Goblin archers onto the... I'm assuming Tanker's playing greenskin. Has decided to fire the archers onto the spearmen instead of sniping the Hellstorm. I don't know. That's probably not the worst of ideas. Meanwhile, the Skulkers are going to try and get around here. In the end, they decide, I guess, to just fight the Spearmen. Probably they could have found a way to slide. I mean, there's 2 units that got tied up on that 1 unit of Spearmen, but at the end of the day, that unit of Spearmen is getting absolutely wrecked. There's Gutter Runners, there's 3 units on 1, basically, and it's still just Empire Spearmen. They're also being shot. So they're not happy. And then here comes the full commit. I mean, these guys were completely caught with their pants down, and not just 1 army, but 2 armies were completely caught with their pants down. So yeah, all of the greenskin and skin and stuff coming in here. The Sync of Use Vex and this Sepulchral Stalkers are desperately trying to get back there, but they're going to be greeted with Eshin Triads, snares from Skulkers, assassins galore, shooting. I mean, it's going to be really painful for them. On the other hand, the Empire did get a little bit pissed off and start turning around shooting, but they're shooting at the Night Goblin archers, and let's be real, they're only 400 gold, not a big deal. And they'll die. They will kill the Night Goblin archers, but that's a bad trade if you lose 3 Hellstorms for 1 unit of Night Goblin archers. Don't forget, now that they're off of the artillery position, you can run off of the batteries, right? But if you can't reman the batteries, then they're out of the fight essentially. One unit has already shattered. The other units are fleeing for their lives. So a little bit of balling up here, but look at the damage going in on the Sync of Use specs. We've got again, the Ashen Triads just showing their worth here. Assassin, Master Assassin could probably get in there too, but he's just firing right now, I guess. Trying to keep the leadership intact. And oh, here comes Khalida walking right into a den of assassins. I'm sure that's not going to end well for her. Assassin number 1, Master Assassin number 2, and Assassin number 3. Right now, Skaven is just shooting them, but as soon as they realize she's there, I'm sure that she's going to be eliminated. Over here, Empire's just been left to play with some Forest Goblin Spider Riders and a couple of Night Goblins. Nothing really too valuable over here. I mean, Greenskins might even lose that flank, but Khalida is completely isolated from her forces. And remember those assassins I was talking about? Yeah, they're here. They're here now. There's 3 assassins left for Khalida. She doesn't stand a chance. Master Assassin's got some buffs. Got just slippery. It looks like a lot of slippery stuff is going down. So, Looming Dread. Look at that. Minus 48% speed, 22% resistance, 24% melee defense. And there you go. Absolutely erased. At this point, like, leadership is gone. Artillery is compromised. And it's just a question of cleaning up the rest. I mean, the game realizes it's over. It's just army losses. So there you go. If you were looking for like a sneaky type of game for inspiration, Skaven and Greenskins, they've got all that in droves. You can bring a whole bunch of stealth units and absolutely surprise a bunch of people. So super fun stuff. I love it. Ragnarok was used to snare and just keep things busy. Totally showed her worth against Karl Franz. I was surprised at how much damage she did on Karl Franz. But yeah, it was a really good answer to the interrupt strategy. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll probably be on at some point later today with a bit more Warhammer goodness. Take care. Bye.